Okay, this is the John Deere Kawasaki that came out of my Scott's 1846 build. When I was removing this engine, I ran into a bit of an issue. One of the two back engine bolts, I believe, was drilled into the actual block, and when it was removed, this engine basically puked its guts. There's one thing on this that would have prevented some of that from happening, but not all of it, since there was gas in the oil, which I'll show you in a second. So they definitely used the wrong length of bolt when they bolted in the back of the engine. This basically had 4 different bolts in it. The front 2 were similar, but the back 2 were both completely different. They actually used one of the hood mounting bolts from the machine as a rear bolt, which is pretty stupid. I'm going to try and patch this block up because I would like to still try and save this engine. I do have a purpose for it, so this will be a later on project. What I'm going to do is mix up some JB Weld and put them down in the bottom of each bolt hole and patch it up that way, if that's where the problem is. I still haven't really fully looked at this engine to see if that's the actual issue with it. But the second issue, like I mentioned, this has a fuel shutoff after the pump. You never put a fuel shutoff in after a pump. You always put it in before the pump if you want to shut it off. Just in case that pump fails and the tank is higher than the engine, you will save the engine. So if that pump fails and the tank is higher and the fuel cutoff is in this position right here, it'll fill the crankcase with gasoline. If it's before the pump, obviously it will not fill the crankcase with gasoline. Really, whoever put this in was an idiot, and whoever really put this whole engine in the first place wasn't very smart. There was a lot of hacked up wiring on this machine. Really, a lot of stuff they could have done differently, and a lot of stuff they did not have to do when putting this machine together. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.